here at Hooniverse, we have the opportunity of meeting some interesting people. Be that from other automotive journalists that are in the industry, to the readers, viewers, and listeners alike. One of those people was Rick Radcliffe, and Rick has become, let's call it, the resident wrench for everybody who needs help, because trust me, I'm not the best wrench in the world. Now, Rick went out and bought a 2002 Corvette Z06. You know what? I forgot something. I need to be wearing something if I'm going to be talking about Corvettes. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm in my Hawaiian shirt. I am now qualified to talk about a Corvette because now I am in the traditional garb of the Corvette owner. But is this Corvette the Hawaiian shirt Corvette? We're going to discuss that a little bit later, but one of the things that we're going to be bringing up with, specifically on the used market, is the term bang for the buck. It has been thrown around many, many times with the Corvette specifically, and today we're going to dive in to what makes the C5 Z06 the best bang for the buck in the market right now. So I've got a bit of a kindrence with the C5 Z06. Back in 2001, 2002, I used to sell Chevrolets and Cadillacs. It was a dark time of my life and I want to forget it. But now, I didn't get to drive those cars back then. I wasn't allowed. Now I am, and it's fun. Now when I bring up the Hawaiian shirt Corvette, I'm talking about the yellow automatic convertible that you see running around with the chrome taillight bezels. That's terrible. Nobody wants to see that. I don't want to see that. Let's let that go. And with the C7, we definitely have let that go. But we're talking about old Corvettes, and this is the performance version back then. Rick's got a 2002 Z06, just shy of 90,000 miles, and the condition is pretty good considering it's a vehicle of this vintage. You got your standard 90s GM interior, full of hard plastics, and it's pretty horrible if you ask me. It's not very good. But you know what? Corvettes are inexpensive relatively, and you want a lightweight V8 powered car, the Corvette is it. Now the Z06 replaced the C4 ZR1 as the king of the hill, and it was faster in every measurable performance arena with the exception of top speed. But this was track oriented. That was more GT, top speed oriented, fun stuff. Now you have the LS6, which is a revised version of the LS1, increased compression, revised pistons, revised crankcase ventilation system, many things that were different from the standard LS1. It gives you 405 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque, just about 3,100 pounds, and it definitely is a performer. It's 13 years old and it's still rocking. Chevrolet mated this to the M12 transaxle with a specific gearing set out for Z06 duties. Now, one performance upgrade that they say they did, but I didn't really necessarily agree with, I think it should have been a little bit more actually, they only did brake pad upgrade, but they didn't do a full brake upgrade over the standard C5. And a lot of owners have had to change that out if they want to actually track their Z06s. Now, GM used the fixed roof coupe variant for the Z06. It was the lightest version that GM had, just over 3,100 pounds. You have revised suspension with the FE4 package, larger stabilizers, and larger leaf springs. Now we got the second generation active handling. And what the active handling setup did was it checked steering angle, yaw rate, and lateral acceleration, and that's how they used it for competitive driving mode, which is the fun mode that gives you a little bit of slip, but it doesn't let you go too crazy. All in all, I think Rick has a pretty good performance bargain on his hands here. To get this kind of power, this kind of handling for this little money is pretty nuts right now. And Rick, just let me continue to drive your car some more. I like it a lot.